Hello, Intro to 2D students. This is Mrs. Gardner, and this is your last video on returning to school, what you should bring back. And there's a lot to bring back because you took a lot home with you. So let's see. First thing is, if you borrowed the Art Talk textbook, be sure to bring it back right away because we're going to need those. A few of you elected not to because notes and readings were also on Schoology, but this made it easier, so there's that. And then, of course, bring back your binder because your art binder needs to be returned so I can grade it right away. So make sure all your written notes are in there. If you had a hard copy test that you use, make sure that's in there so I can grade it. Although some of you did it on Schoology, just anything in there, you need it, okay? And then you took home a baggie that had a paper strip that you should have created a gradation. Remember that? Your name should be on the front of it, and you should have used this new pencil with a brand new eraser and your ink pad. Bring those back for sure, and a rubber band. You should have used it to create a gradated or gradation value scale going from dark to medium to light. Make sure you bring that back in the baggie. We need to use those baggies again. And your artwork. You don't have to roll your artwork up. Don't fold it though, okay? If you don't want to roll it up, just, make sure you bring it back in good shape. You should also bring back a good large reference image of something that's fairly representational. Doesn't have to be super complicated, but also not too simplified. And if you don't know what I mean, make sure you watch the videos from the past and also the PDF file that has instructions and samples of what good choices are and what not so good choices are for your reference image. Black and white's preferred, but if it's in color, that's okay. If you have a book or a calendar or some other source, we can get it printed out when you come back. If you have it on a phone and you can't print it out at home, maybe bring it in and whatever you need to connect it to the computer, and we can print it out in our lab, okay? But if you can, bring it. And then, of course, your artwork. So it should be labeled. If you don't have a paper clip, that's fine. But hopefully you even have it in the stage where you have lightly sketched, your image. And perhaps a few of you even went ahead and started stamping, and hopefully you practiced first and you get into maybe the darker areas. But it's okay if you didn't stamp. If you're not comfortable with that, you can wait until we come back. And when you come back, I'll try to have some graded rubrics that we can add to your binder before I get around to grading those binders. And if a couple people still need to work on finishing up a watercolor or two, that's all right too. You can still do that. Let's see. And I think that is it. Yep, that was a lot of stuff. So bring it all back on the first day. See you then.